It was a wet and miserable night. I was driving home from work when the rain started. At first, it started as a drizzle, but then it quickly flew into a thunderstorm. Lightning flashed across the sky, and thunder rolled across the hills as I plowed through the slippery road alone. As I raced through the blackness, I looked down at a picture of Ella next to the radio. She was holding her favorite rag doll, Isabella. She loved that doll. The two of them were inseparable. I, on the other hand, found the wretched thing very creepy. Something about its lifeless eyes always managed to crawl under my skin. Suddenly, from the corner of my eye, a chilling sight emerged. A woman, her figure barely discernible in the rain, stood by the roadside. Her ethereal white dress clung to her like a shroud. Her hair, a dark veil, concealed her face. In her arms she cradled a bundle, a baby perhaps, wrapped in a white blanket. The scene was both haunting and perplexing. The strange woman was crying, her gaunt, druggerish body heaving in the downpour. Time seemed to be still as I gazed at her. What the hell is she doing out there in the rain? I sputtered. I should stop. No, we have to keep going. A darker voice bellowed from within and gripped the steering wheel. We don't know who or what she is. Through my rearview mirror, I watched as the woman and her baby were engulfed by the blackness. Guilt bit and gnawed at my heart as I sped on. She'll be fine. Someone else will give her a lift. I lied to myself. Suddenly, blinding bright lights flared across the windshield, and the sound of horns boomed in the distance. It froze like a deer in headlights as a massive trailer galloped towards me, and then I blacked out for a moment. Then suddenly, I jolted up and swung the steering wheel at the last minute, narrowly avoiding collision. Crap, that was close. I heaved a heavy sigh and then resumed my drive. Maybe a little song is just what I need to calm me down. I rang the knob of the car radio and it crackled loudly. And then suddenly a familiar voice filtered through the speakers. Why? Why didn't you stop? Didn't you see how bad it was raining? You should have stopped the car. You should have stopped for us. What the hell? I quickly turned off the radio. My head was pounding like a jackhammer. My heart was thumping like a drum. Could it be the woman I left behind? No, it couldn't be. I'm imagining things. While arguing with myself, to my utter shock, I saw the woman again, still standing by the side of the road, still cradling a baby in her arm. Only this time, I could hear the baby's spine tingling cry. Her tiny, shrill voice cut through the whistles of the wind. Jesus Christ, it's the same woman. No, it can't be. This time I stomped on the throttle and raced past her. Then I stared into the rearview mirror, and to my shock, she was no longer there. What the hell is going on? Is this a nightmare? I gotta get home. That's the only thing that matters now. Just when I thought it couldn't get any worse, I felt the buzz of my cell phone. It was ringing. Holding my breath, I dipped my hand in my pocket and took it out. It was my wife, Lacey. At least that's what the caller ID said. I picked the call. Baby, you won't believe the night I've been having. I stammered into the receiver, but what I heard next sent shivers down my spine. It was the same voice I heard over the radio, only this time it was dark and heavy. It slashed through my words like a knife. Harold, come back to us. Don't go. Come back to us. The voice hissed. I hung up the call in a flash. My throat ran dry. Hot sweat trickled down the nape of my neck. How does she know my name? What is going on? I riddled myself, but no answer came. I felt dizzy. My brain was slowly turning into mush. And then it happened. There she was, standing in the middle of the road, her baby squirming in her arms, and my car thundering straight for her. My feet met the brake, and with a loud screech, my car skid to a halt. A loud thud echoed from my bumper, and my face hit the wheel. Took a moment to gather my senses, but by the time I looked up, I saw no one there. Did I hit her? Is the baby alive? Oh God, please no. I swooped out of my car and slammed the door. I could see the dent left by the collision, and yet there was no one there. But the baby swaddled in a damp cloth. It squealed and cried, and so I reached out and took it in my arms. Oh God, have mercy. Please be okay. Slowly I peeled back the cloth away from the baby's face. To my astonishment, there was no baby, only Isabella, my daughter's rag doll. What the hell? Suddenly, someone grabbed me from behind and pulled me towards her. It was the woman. In all her foul horror, her lips blood red, her eyes as black as death, her breath the stench of decay, her face was mere inches away from mine. Hello! Don't leave us! Don't leave us! Don't leave us! I screamed, and then with a loud crack, everything went white. Suddenly, I found myself in a hospital bed, covered from head to toe in bandages. My body felt limp as though I had been stabbed with 1,000 knives. There was something soft and warm slithering down my face. It tasted salty, like tears. Then I looked up and met my wife's face inches away from mine. Harold, oh thank God. You got into a car accident on your way home. Your car was hit by a truck. I'm so glad you're okay. You've been in a coma for 3 weeks. The doctor said there was a chance you could hear and see what was going on. So I've been by your side, whispered into your ears the whole time. Oh, I'm so glad you came back to us. I'm so glad you didn't leave us. Again, I tried to speak, but no words could form. Blood banged in my ears as I tried to process my words. The only thing that made sense to me was the rag doll in my daughter's arms.